again, YouTube. In this video, we're going to be doing, we're continuing our little build on the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger RT. And this will be issue number 19. Alright. Okay, we'll get started. Okay, and this is issue 19, and we're still getting some glare from the light, just a little. Maybe so I can change that up a little. Alright. So, yeah. Get into the... Now, as I was saying in a previous video, if you like me showing what the inside of the magazine looks like before I get started on the model, you let me know whether you like it or not. And if you like it, I'll keep doing it. If you don't like it, let me know and I won't show it anymore. But you have to let me know. So until then, I'll just keep doing it until I know otherwise. Alright, so this section we're going to be doing the other header, and if you remember in the other video I had a little bit of trouble with it, so yeah, we get to do the other one now. It's basically the same thing, it's just we're doing it for the passenger side this time. And I get to zoom back out again, sorry. Alright, so yeah, we're just assembling the other header, and we get to bring the engine back out, and we also get to bring the frame back out. Looks like we get to attach the engine to the frame. Well, that's good. Alright, and some more pictures. Looks like they're talking about pistons in this one. As I said, I have not read any of this stuff, so I really don't know what the articles are saying. So until I actually go back and read it, which I'll probably do that after the model is complete. Alright, here you go with the issue. It's for issue 19. It's all the header pipes. And I'm going to assume, well, each one of the header pipes are different. You got two long ones, you got two short ones, and then you got the collector and the flange. So yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, before I get started, I just wanted to show something. I didn't show it in the last video when I worked on the header. So this is how I'm trying to determine on which header pipes are which, and I'm just kind of going by the picture. It kind of looks like that. So that's how I'm trying to figure out which pipe. This one and this one looks almost exactly the same, sorta. But I'm looking at the bend of the picture and looking at the bend of the pipe, and this is how I'm telling them apart. So I'm gonna assume that this one's 19D, and I'm gonna assume that this one is 19B, and this one's 19A, and this one should be 19C. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do it in this episode. So, and forgot to mention this. Okay, that we're using screws of choice are going to be CM, AP, and looks like AM screws in this build. So now we'll get to it. All right. They want us to, they're calling this piece a manifold gasket. If it's on an actual header, they would call this the flange of the header, but in the magazine it says gasket, so we'll go with that. So they want us to take 19D, which is this one. They want us to attach it to this part of the gasket with an AP screw. And again, I'm not left-handed, so I may have to do it that way. we'll do like we did before, is that we'll get it started and we'll leave them all loose until we position them where they're supposed to go, if I can ever get the screw started. Okay. Just kind of snug it up a little bit. We'll leave it slightly loose. I'm going to have a little bit of resistance, not much. Alright, we'll leave it like that. The next one, they want us to take 19A, and they want us to attach it to the next hole. Now, keep in mind that on the gasket, it's got this little peg on it. This is the part that faces the engine when you get the header finished. Make sure it points up, and the pipes go on the underside where the indentations are on the gasket. So keep that in mind. Alright, so try to do this again. This is the one they want us to attach to the third hole. We'll go through the gasket first, and then we'll try to... This is a little bit more difficult. Alright. That's what we got so far. Looks like it's kind of close to where it might be when it's on its final position. So I think we got the right pipes. Alright. Next step. Alright. And this one they want us to take 19... Well, there's a misprint in the magazine. It's supposed to be 19B, or should I say, no. I'm looking again. Okay, it's supposed to be 19C, but in the book, it's printed. I'm gonna show you. It says 19G, but that's 19G. That flange, the gasket is 19G. Because here's a misprint. What they mean to put is 19C. Not G. So I thought I was seeing things for a moment, but alright, so alright, well, it says to attach this first with an AP screw. I'll try something a little different. It might not work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Let's stick the screw in first, and then I'm gonna try to get it started. Don't know if it's going to work or not. No, it's not. Okay, we're going to try a little different. And this is a little difficult. If you want me to keep any mistakes in the videos or anything, or you want me just to cut them out or anything, I'm normally cutting out a lot of the mistakes that I make. I'm not showing every minute that I do, but if you wouldn't mind seeing that, let me know in the comments below. And I might add a few. I might keep some of them in. It's not going in. Okay, that was a little bit of a pain. Took me a little bit. I kept dropping stuff, but there's that one. Okay, now we need 19B, which is this one. I'm going to try this with my left hand. I'm not left-handed, so it might be a little difficult for me to do this. So we're gonna... Oh, maybe I can do it this way. I'll try it. What's going on? Alright. Let's step in that one and see if they'll line up before we get too far ahead there. I'll have to straighten them out when yeah, looks like they'll be alright. Okay. Next step. Okay. Now they want us to take, let's see, they're calling this the exhaust collector and the tube collector. That's what they're calling it in the book. So one end's the bigger hole where the screw goes, and then on the other end it's a smaller hole, which takes this part of the collector. And it goes like that. And it's supposed to be held together with an AP screw. When you're doing this, you just kind of, you snug it. You want to kind of leave the other end just slightly loose so you can actually move this part of it for, so that way it can be pointing up. After you get the header tubes in, then you tighten up all the screws, all the header screws, and then this piece too, you do it last after you connect them together. You got to have a little wiggle room in there so it has room to move after you put everything together. Alright, there's the collector. Now they want us to attach the tubes into the collector. So it's got to be facing this way. Now I'm looking at the illustration. It says this first one looks like it's going in this front hole here. Looks like the last one is probably going in the one next to it. So you want to leave the screws a little loose just in case. So you actually have a little wiggle room to get the, to move it around and everything, get it where you want it. Alright, then this one, they want it to go right there. And then finally, I want this one to go in this remaining hole right there. I don't know if I'm trying to lose my voice or what. Alright, so now that the tube's in there, now you push. Get them all in there together. Now these are made out of plastic except for the gasket. Well, actually that's supposed to be the flange, but they're calling it a gasket in the magazine. It's like on the actual header on the car, you have the flange and then you have a header gasket that goes behind it that connects the header. You put it on before you bolt it onto the engine. So, alright, that's in there good, I hope. Well, this one ain't in there good yet. Alright, now that those are in, now I gotta tighten up all these. Into their final position. Snug it because it is plastic. And if you tighten it too much, it will break or strip out, or the screws could strip out, the plastic could strip out. Anything bad like that can happen, which is not good. Just slightly snug it. There's that. Alright, I still don't know. It looks like these little spots, it's like it on the other header too. I don't know if that's intentional, or maybe that's just something they had it attached to something when it was on a parts tree or something as they were spraying it. I'm just not sure. It says like that there too. I don't know. We'll spot the flash right there too. Well, I might have to try to clean it up a little bit. Alright, we'll go on to the next step. Okay, and this one they want us to attach the header to the engine. Now the wire coming off the alternator from one of the previous steps that I did, it was kind of in the way, so I went ahead and kind of got it up here around the valve cover so it wouldn't be in the way of the header. So just remember that little pin right there. It goes in that little hole right there. These other bigger holes is what the screws go into. And then the other 3 are small holes is the ones that go through the header to help hold it onto the engine. So we're gonna push that in place. As soon as the peg lines up where we can get it in there. And once it's, it ain't sitting as firm as the other one. Okay. They want us to hold it together, or hold the header on there with the 3 cm screws. So I'll go ahead and get that started. And put 3-in-1 oil on them if it's going in the metal. If I can get the screw to stay on the screwdriver. Dab it in oil. Just makes it a little easier for the screw to go in there. It lubricates as it goes in, so it doesn't hurt the screw. Okay, this is where I need to hang on to the motor engine. It's hard to hang on to it because I'm afraid I'm going to break something. So it's a little hard to hang on to it without trying to push on something that might break. So that's what I'm kind of I'm trying to keep an eye on the other side of the engine so I don't break something off when I'm pushing. Okay. Now, it's kind of looking cool. Looking like an engine now. Alright, next step. Okay, in this part we get to attach the engine to the frame. So, or should I say chassis. It ain't a frame yet. Well, it sort of is, but it's this part of the chassis. Okay. So now they want us to, hopefully I don't mess something up on this. Alright, they want us to attach it. Well, they don't want us to screw it in just quite yet. They just want us to set it into the chassis. And okay, there's a little recess right here. And there's a little spot right there for this part and this part to go on. And eventually we'll do something about this wire. I may have to glue it onto the back of the alternator because it keeps trying to pull out. So I'll start here. Just kind of lean it in there like that. And then you also want the transmission to sit in the little recess down here. And now that it's kind of sitting, just make sure it's actually sitting where it's supposed to go. Okay, looks like it is. Alright, next step. Yeah, it's kind of a short step, isn't it? So, alright. Okay, on this step they want us to take 2 AM screws, and they only want us to put them into the front mounts only. So we'll just have to see what we can see. Oh, we need some more daylight. I don't know where my light is. Okay, there we go. That's better. Go ahead and tighten it in all the way. Now if I cut camera a lot, or should I say cut to another section in the middle of doing something, that just means I'm doing it to help save space on the video or time. I'm trying not to push down too hard. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt it. Making sure that I got them down all the way. Good. Good. Okay, next step. Okay. Now, I want to flip this around. And then we get to put 2 AM screws into the other 2 brackets on the back side of the engine. So one here. I wonder if I can zoom in without messing up the scene here. I'll try. If the camera starts freaking a little bit, or if I can't get the right light on this thing, I'll change camera angles. Okay, I'll just get it started for now, and then I'll tighten it up the rest of the way. A little 3-in-1 oil. Okay, get back over here. Finish tightening this one up. I'm trying to do it without messing up the camera angle, where I can actually see, and the camera is acting weird. That's why I don't like to use that setting. Now for the final step, they want us to attach, very carefully flip it over. They want us to attach another AM screw right here where the transmission is attached to the frame. And I just bumped the camera again. I want us to use an AM screw to do that. Okay. And that finishes up that part of the model. And I'm telling you, from what I'm feeling right now, this thing is heavy. And this, if it's this heavy for this small section, what's the whole car gonna weigh when it's finished? I mean, this is already getting heavy. Alright, now I need to straighten out this header just a little bit. Okay. But there's what it's starting to look like. It's good there. So that's pretty good size. I mean, it's bigger than my hand now, so. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad. I mean, you know, considering on what some of the other steps were, I mean, this time around on the other header, it wasn't that bad this time, but the first time I did the driver's side header, it was a pain in the rear. But besides that part, it was a little bit of a challenge on the header, but after that part, the rest of it was easy. So, but yeah, it's getting more stuff added on. It's starting to look more and more like a car. The more stuff gets added onto it. So, oh, I want to add a little something. It's not model car related or anything like that. I had an issue with my car, my actual driving car that I showed in a previous video. My 1980 Malibu. I got a transmission problem with it. And if there's any transmission guys out there that might be able to tell me what they might think this is, I'll tell you what it's doing, and you kind of take a guess at what you might think it might be. Because I'm looking at a shop, or maybe look at some shops, or maybe somebody I might know that might be able to try to help me change the transmission out, or I'd rather just rebuild it. But anyway, the issue with the car, and the transmission might be hurt. I don't know. I was going to work in it just a few days ago. I was driving down to work, and I didn't get not even a half a mile down the road from us, and I went to a stoplight. I went to go forward, and I hit the gas pedal, and it just sat there. it wouldn't go. It's kind of acting like the fluid is low, but I checked the fluid earlier and it's full, so it's not low on fluid. But when I hit the gas, all it does is rev up. It won't move. I put it in rear, I put it in reverse, and it won't do nothing. You put it in drive, it won't do anything. Put it in low 1 or low 2, it won't do nothing. It won't move. Luckily for me, one of my work colleagues saw me on the side of the road. They stopped by and asked me for help and took me to work. And then when I got to work, I did a 10-hour shift, got off work. A friend of mine took me over to my car after we got off work. I got in the car where I left it parked at, and I got in it, and he stayed with me until so he could follow me if I could get the car moved and get it back to the house, park it in the driveway, which isn't very far from here, from where it was sitting, so it wasn't very far from the house. I got in and started, and when the car was still cold, it went in reverse, and it went in the drive, and it moved just like nothing was wrong. And I got it up about close to the house, and I noticed it was trying to slip again, so I hurried up and got on the gas a little bit and got it up into the driveway and parked it. But it did try to slip again as it was warming up. So it only slips when it gets warm. When it gets the operating temp, it starts slipping. So I don't know what it is. It could be a torque converter. It could be the fuel. What am I saying, fuel? It could be the transmission pump. It could be maybe the clutch rings are bad. I don't know. I talked to a mechanic, and they said it could be maybe the filter might be stopped up. But I just changed transmission filters in it about 7 months ago. I changed the filter in it and changed fluid and everything not even 7 months ago. So I have no idea what's causing that issue. So anyway, I thought I'd throw it out there before I go. Just think about it. If any transmission guys are out there watching, or if you know anybody that's a mechanic, leave a comment down below and kind of let me know what you think it might be. Alright, so if you like the video, give me a like. If you give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe, and if you hit the notification button beside the subscribe button, it'll let YouTube know you like these kind of videos, and it will help me out. It'll also let you know whenever I put a new video out. It'll let you know when I put one out, or when a video goes live. So yeah, until next time, I will see you then. Bye. You gotta watch that bullwhip, man. That's gonna hurt somebody. Bye.